Hi, I'm Michael Freenor, and I'm the Director of Applied AI for Fuel iX. Well, I'll tell you what, it's much better if somebody discovers vulnerabilities with your system in a controlled environment as opposed to in the wild. And right now, people are deploying these things all over the place. They're being deployed in autonomous robots. They're being deployed on websites, chatbots. They're being deployed in e-commerce, all over the place, health applications, etc. You want to make sure that these things are safe. And one of the first steps to making sure something is safe is figuring out how to break it. And once you know how to break it, then you're halfway to figuring out how to fix it. Yeah, so red teaming is adversarial testing in short. And actually the term was coined back at Rand Corporation during the Cold War. So the red team would be the commies in this case, right? So they are the attackers. And the idea is that you put yourself into the position of being a hacker. Of being somebody who is attempting to break the enemy system or subvert it in some way, which is exploitative. So Fuel iX's Fortify enhances security in the following way. The chief way is, first of all, to make sure that you're not leaving the front door open. Right, so you have to check basic cases, and as we know, prompts are not robust. You can make slight changes to a prompt, especially an attack prompt, and it might not work. It might work better. It might do all sorts of different things, right? And so, first of all, like being able to test all of these different slight perturbations to an attack at scale is very difficult for a human being to do. You definitely want to hand that work to an automated system, especially if your team is over text, which most teams are. In terms of more sophisticated stuff, what we're starting to see is that LLMs, they're trained off of the internet. And it's very hard for an individual human being to be more devious than the entire internet as a whole. Fuel iX Fortify is built for the non-specialist. Fortify is specifically built for overworked security teams and for managers of these products that may not be particularly technical. They might understand, what a vulnerability is. They might understand, okay, I have this LLM system. I don't want it to be broken in various ways. But they might not understand how to go about testing that. The way that Fortify works is we start with what we call an attack generator. Okay, so this is a system prompt built on an LLM. It's an LLM application that specializes in attacking a target system. So it has a description of what the target system's supposed to do, what it's not supposed to do, all the rest of it. It is integrated against that system so that it can then start to have conversations with it. And I'll be honest, it's pretty fun to watch. When you watch one robot yap at the other robot and eventually break it, it's pretty fun. But that's the basic idea. It has a series of conversations with the target system in which it starts to observe, or it's instructed to observe the responses from that target system and to learn from it. So they can start to think about what the internal architecture might be, maybe what the system prompt might be, or maybe even what the actual prohibitions inside of the system are, what the weaknesses might be, etc., and then start to react to that in real time, right? So over the course of a conversation, it will learn quite a lot about the enemy system and start to find the gaps. So really, what you need to do is you need to generalize over these different methods. Ask yourself, is this thing weak to social engineering? Is this thing weak when I try to get it to sell me a ticket for $5? Is it weak to saying something racist, which would be like a brand liability, things like this? Once you get those outputs, you can start to actually group them together. This is how many social engineering attacks worked. This is how many attempts to get it to sell me something for $1 worked, and so on and so forth. And it gives you a list of priorities. You get to see where the density of successful attacks is. And then, according to your own risk tolerances, decide for yourself what to attack first. Really, as powerful as the technology is, really the sky's the limit on the amount of harm it can cause. And so, in terms of responsibility and ethics, you have to test your system. You have to understand how it can be broken, what the potential consequences of that system being broken are. And that's what Fortify does. Is it gives you another angle on that, and in a way, it's sort of like a pen test for AI.